Happy Sunday. Welcome back. I am Andrew. I am the 5 p.m. chef. And thank you for coming and visiting my kitchen. This morning I was talking with some friends and we were reminiscing about a trip we all took. As some of you know, I live up in Montreal, Canada. And we all decided to take a little, call it a pilgrimage if you want, up to Lynchburg, Tennessee. We wanted to go see Jack Daniel's being made. And it was a great trip. We all had a blast. But one of our fondest memories was when you get off the highway and you start seeing all the signs saying, Jack Daniel's 1 country mile down the road, 1 country mile down the road, and you've driven for 20 miles. You start wondering if you missed it. So we saw this little roadside shack restaurant, and it was called Mama's Kitchen. I'll never forget it. It was almost like just a Winnebago with picnic tables set outside. And when we sat down, this woman came out and she was just like, "What y'all want?" And we had no clue because she didn't even have a menu. So she just went to her kitchen and cooked up what you asked for if she could. So I said, "Make me what you make best." And she just nodded and wandered off and came back with this plate of, honestly, it looked horrible. But I decided to give it a try. And to this day, it was one of the best things I've ever eaten. And I spoke to her, and I begged and pleaded and tried to get her recipe for it, and just like a good old mama, she wouldn't give it away, not to some stranger, and especially not to some guy from up north. So for the last 5 years, I've pretty well been working on trying to recreate it, and I've come pretty close. So after all this little cryptic trip back memory lane, what am I talking about? Well, it's good old sausage, gravy, and biscuits. It was pure, simple, but the flavors were all there. They were harmonious. They worked together. What she did to it, God only knows. I still haven't nailed her biscuits. So for now, I'm still using mix like this, and it does a good job. They're close, but hers were just like eating feathery, soft, puffy pillows of goodness. We never actually made it to Jack Daniel's. There was a little shack hotel across the street. We stayed there, and we ended up having 3 meals at Mama's Kitchen. And 2 of those meals for me were this sausage, gravy, and biscuits. So I always thought it was really hard to make, and then I found out it's actually really quick and easy. And on subsequent trips back down south, it's always something I've ordered, but it's never come close. So I just decided to start making it at home. Just turning on my fry pan. I have my biscuits already in the oven, so I've sort of jumped ahead, but like I said, it's a packet mix. Dump it in a bowl, half a cup of water, mix it up, throw it in the oven, 15 minutes, it's done. The rest of the ingredients are really, really simple. And if we can get this to swap, there we go. We've got some sausage. I'm using a hot Italian sausage. She actually put a little bit of cheese in her sauce, which is great with me because those who have watched the channel know I adore cheese. It's just one of those guilty pleasures in life. Of course, we're going to need some milk, being this is a milk-based gravy. And I've got a little bit of heavy cream. So there's nothing really difficult about it. It's just what she did or how she did that voodoo she did so well, just had me in heaven. So what we're going to do, unfortunately, is that famous camera swap that always takes a minute or two, although it is getting better lately. And I've got my good old cast iron. We'll get it right eventually. This morning I did, since my camera's from Amazon, sorry about that. Oh yes, the biscuits are ready. Because it's only me, I just go all out and make one giant biscuit. So, they say you can't have enough of a good thing. I agree. So we've got my cast iron heating up, butter in there, which is actually going to become part of the sauce, part of this beautiful milk sausage gravy. We're going to put in our sausage, and we want that really nice and crumbled up. Now what I love about the sausage that I'm able to get, this Italian sausage, is I know exactly what's in there. It's quite literally pork, salt, pepper, and chili flakes. So there's no breadcrumbs, there's no fillers, and these sausages are actually a lot leaner than what most places make. So I'm really happy using these. This is just going to brown up a little bit. For those of you who've had sausage biscuits or sausage gravy and biscuits, I think you'll all agree, on a plate it doesn't always look the nicest, but wow, that taste is something else. So after talking with my friends and reminiscing, and again thinking about these sausages and that restaurant, I had to make this. I just had to make it, and I still had all the cameras and everything set up. So I thought, why not share this all with you? Now, as I said, I'm using an Italian sausage here, just because I like the flavor, and I found this one actually comes pretty close to what, well, Mama used. But if you just want to use a regular breakfast sausage, or you're able to get crumbled sausage meat, go for it. It's what makes you happy, and a dish like this, it's what makes your soul sing. Plus, the sound of that sausage meat cooking up is just heaven in itself. Knocking stuff out of my pan. I'm so anxious to eat this. It's incredible. Like I say, you do want it fairly broken up, but if you get some big pieces, not a big concern, not a big worry. Just means a bigger mouthful of sausage meat. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but you can see some of the red chili flakes that are in there. So far in the pan we have butter and we have the sausage meat. And this is going to be 90% of the seasoning that goes in this. The sausages give off their fat, which has absorbed the flavor from the spices and the seasoning in there. And that in turn gets into the milk gravy. Like, that just looks so good. We haven't even done anything else to it yet. Now comes a little bit of the voodoo of this dish, if you want to say, where we just add a sprinkle of flour to the dish. And we want to cook that in a little bit. We almost want to try and brown that flour. It's going to do two things. One, it's going to get rid of that grainy, pasty, cereal style taste. That's going to mix up with the fat that's in there and thicken it. And in turn, that's now going to thicken our milk gravy. So you can see on the bottom of the pan where the flour is sort of sticking. That's fine. It's just frying up and doing its goodness. We're at this stage. Now comes on the milk. I'm putting in about 3/4 of a cup of milk. You can see the butter and some of the fat is already released. And I can hear you all now. Why are you using metal tongs in a cast iron pan? Because it's cast iron and it can do it. We could take sandpaper to this puppy and it would be fine. So that's going to come up to temperature. Now you can really see all those chili flakes that are in there and floating around. As this comes up to temperature, it is now going to start to thicken and become that velvety milk gravy that just defines this dish. It's pure, simple, wholesome. I know this is a catchphrase, but it's good old Southern food at its best. Whenever I want to be transported back to that time, back to sitting on that roadside cafe at a picnic table, literally covered by Walmart umbrellas. Not even patio umbrellas. They were just regular umbrellas like you'd use for the rain, but stuck to a pole over you. That was her place. And she was super proud of it, and she should be. So this is coming to a boil. And you can see it's already thickening by how it's clinging to my spatula here, or my tongs. Now we add that cheese. The cheese is also going to help thicken everything. I just put a mozzarella in there. You can go ahead and put sharp cheddar. You could put whatever you want. It's just that another little umph, another little layer of flavor. Plus it's going to melt in there, and once again it's going to start thickening everything. Being a milk gravy, you do want to be careful not to scorch it. So you want to keep stirring it, you want to keep moving it around. Turn that heat up, turn that heat down. And plus, if this boils over onto your stove, I'll see you next month when you finish cleaning it all off. So if we dip a spoon into it, you can see now it coats the back of the spoon beautifully. Plus it gives me a chance to taste. It's really good. You can taste all the sausage, you can taste the fresh milk and everything. Now we need some good old black pepper. In my case, I love a lot of black pepper, so let that cook in just a second more. This isn't supposed to be a thick, gummy sauce. It's just supposed to be a light, silky sauce so that it actually gets into all the nooks and crannies. Someone just messaged me. All the nooks and crannies of that biscuit that we made up. Now, I'm just going to add 2 or 3 tablespoons of the heavy cream. All that's doing, again, is adding another layer of flavor, another shot of richness. This may not be one of the healthiest dishes you've ever had, but by God, it's going to be one of the most delicious. So, now we take a taste. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to turn the heat off on that. Woo. We're going to pull out our biscuit. At this point, actually, we can move back on over, or try to. Went better the other way, I think. There we go. Got this gorgeous biscuit. In here I put a whole bunch of black pepper as well. I also put a little handful of Parmesan cheese just because I like the flavor. And it just adds a little more dimension. Just cutting off. Oh, they're nice and hot still. They're still steaming in the middle. Times like this, I really need that bigger kitchen. But that'll come in time. I don't know why I'm trying to make this pretty, because in 10 minutes I'm going to be eating this. My sauce is totally thickened up and ready. I know I have my spoon around here somewhere. If you don't want to make biscuits, you don't have to. There have been times I've just done this over toast, rye bread. You can serve it over whatever you want. I've done this at dinner and just put it over rice, and it was incredible. And there we are. Like I said, it's not the prettiest dish in the world. In fact, it looks pretty goddamn horrible. But it is going to be the best thing you've ever eaten. I promise you that. If this didn't have enough calories to stop a horse's heart, I'd probably eat this every day. But on just those days when everything is going right and you just want that trip back down memory lane, in my case, this is it. I'm sure you have your own food memories that trigger those special occasions in your life. This just happens to be one of mine. I had to share this with you. It wasn't planned, but once you try this, you're going to learn just how good it is. So I really hope you give it a shot. Until next time, because I've got to go eat this. Until next time, my name is Andrew. I am the 5 p.m. chef. Please like and subscribe to this channel. The more people who join, the more I see people want and like the videos I'm putting out. I'm still new. I'm still learning. There's going to be mistakes like yesterday. But every video gets that little bit better. So I need you to help me, to help you, show you how to make this gorgeous food. So until we meet again, thank you for stopping by my kitchen, and enjoy.